Good evening and welcome to the January 8th meeting of the Beavercreek Parks Recreation and Culture Board. I hereby call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with a roll call, please.
Mr. Corbett.
Here.
Mr. Tips.
Here.
Mrs. Meyer.
Here.
Mrs. O'Heaton and Mrs. Fulcher are not with us this evening.
Thank you, Jackie. Well, you have before you the agenda for this evening's meeting. I will accept a motion to approve the agenda, if it looks okay.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then also in front of you are meeting from our minutes from our November meeting. Did not have a public meeting in December. So if you've had a moment to look at those or would like to take a moment to look at those, I will, when ready, accept a motion to approve the minutes from November 13th meeting.
Talked about building a snowman and the dates. Maybe we want to change the minutes to reflect the new date.
Oh, I don't
We
know that
haven't
that was
officially
official
done
at
it.
this point. I think what Erin said was she was going to, we would kind of see how it goes, and if we need to, as it gets to a later date, we'd extend. Okay. Yeah.
I recommend approval of the minutes.
Second.
7 seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. So that moves us to department overview, and I believe Kim is going to introduce us.
Good evening. So the presentation tonight kind of spurned off of something that Mr. Corbett, Ms. Harris, and myself, and Sandy Fott, who's oversees Cultural Arts Connection, we gave this presentation to the Beaver Creek Women's League back in September, and it was just a nice overview about our Parks and Recreation and Culture Department. And so it's just like, you know what, I don't know that we've ever really kind of gone through exactly all the stuff and what our department comprises of. So we thought we would bring it back and have it to the park board. So I'm going to ask Mr. Corbett to come down and just kind of talk about an overview and, like, you know, I want to say the benefits of Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Kim. And as Kim said, this was a really nice opportunity for us to speak to the Women's League and really talk about not only about the programs that we offer, but why we offer those and why those are important. And that's really my part of this presentation. If you can see them on the screen, there's a number of bullet points there. Community revitalization. Parks are an important part. Anytime your community is trying to grow, parks are an important part of that. They drive activity. They bring people into those communities. As well, economic development. One of the things that folks look for when they are expanding businesses is, are there parks? Is there active? Is it an active community? So they're an important part of that. It also plays into property values. Most studies will show you that if you live within a certain distance of a park, 1,500 feet, even a mile, your property rates or property values can go up anywhere from 3 to 10%, depending on where you live. Create safer neighborhoods when folks are out in the communities purposefully in groups participating in recreation in those local parks. It makes things much safer. Community engagement, I think that's a pretty obvious one. I've used a quote from Plato before. Plato said you can learn more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. So parks give the community an opportunity to interact, to get to know each other, to build relationships. Green infrastructure, the way you design and build parks can play very strongly into how your community takes care of wastewater, how your things like the tree board, how trees are contributing oxygen to your community as well. And the wastewater piece, I don't have the statistics on that, but that shouldn't be underestimated. I think it's something we take for granted quite a bit, but the amount of rain and moisture that we get, precipitation that we get, green spaces really help the land soak that up, help you deal with that. Help children learn. Parks are not only for play, but also for education. So a lot of opportunity for students to learn individually how, lots of things, from a program that may take place in a park that we offer here to provide a specific skill, to an outdoor classroom, plenty of opportunities to help our children. And people learn in different ways, right? A lot of folks are great in a classroom or online or reading a book, but some folks need to experiment, use their hands and really get into it. Promote public health. Obviously, Parks and Recreation promote exercise and activity. Arts and culture. As Kim mentioned, Sandy Falk is leading our Cultural Connection program and does a lot to encourage arts and the appreciation of those in the area. Tourism, bringing people into the community. People come here, they stay here, they spend money, they go to our businesses. A lot of people may not picture Beavercreek as a huge tourism area. We've got the bike path that goes right through here, largest connected paved trail network in the country, and a lot of folks use it, and they stop to have lunch or to use Beavercreek Station or something else. And finally, smart growth. Parks are an important part of planning as your city grows. You need to keep that in mind and make sure that all folks in the community have access to parks in a planful way. That's it. So I think, are you coming? I'm not sure who's coming up next. Kim's going to share some more about the parks and the programs.
Thank you, Eric. So just kind of an overview. I was going to kind of take the park side and what goes on in the parks division, and then Aaron will kind of take it from there with recreation and culture. But our department is responsible for 23 city parks. Along with those, last year we started maintaining and operating 2 Beavercreek Township parks, and we'll be doing that again in 2019. So currently we oversee 25 parks within the city of Beavercreek. We also oversee over the recreation programming and all our events, senior center, and then the cemeteries. That's also one of the things that I have to oversee. Our division, expenses are paid through the park levy. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but we have just about our entire budget is through the park levy. And the senior center, again, it's through the parks levy, but then they also get money from Greene County Council on Aging. They just passed a levy this November, and they're almost like a 50-50. So we certainly appreciate the Greene County Council on Aging helping us out. As far as staffing, as you think about all the different reports that we've done up here and Aaron's done up here, all the things that go on, we have 4 people in the recreation division. And when I say recreation division, it's also administrative. So there's myself, park superintendent. We have Zach, who's our assistant superintendent. Aaron is our program supervisor. So any events, classes is Aaron. And then Jackie, who is our secretary, and she certainly helps out Aaron a lot also. So a lot of the things that are going on is really being done by 1 or 2 people. We have 3 full-time staff members at the senior center. Our senior center supervisor, who is Lee Dutiel, our recreation coordinator, who is Chrissy Fedko, Judy Lemke, who is our secretary over there, and then 1 part-time person who helps in the evenings and on Saturdays at the front desk getting people checked in. Within all those 5 parks, we have 5 full-time park maintenance members and 2 part-timers. So all of these staff members are here year-round, and then we supplement with seasonals, camp counselors, interns, and then certainly volunteers. If you look at the senior center, there is no way we could do everything that we do with just our paid personnel. The volunteers are, I can't really even say the value of them. I mean, it's just, there's transportation, all the programs, the kitchen, there's so much that they do, we wouldn't really be able to run our senior center. So, and that certainly helps our overall budget because we can't afford to pay all those people too. So, and the same thing in the recreation division. We get a lot of volunteers at our events and everything that was going on. I would like to say that Erin can do all of that, but she can't. She has a skill and ability, but there may be meltdowns. And then the same thing on park maintenance. We get a lot of volunteers helping mulch, cleaning up parks. So anybody that's out there that has helped or thinking about helping, we certainly appreciate you. Thank you, and please come back. This is a map that we were able to design with the help of Baldwin Creative a couple of years ago. I know it's really hard to see on the screen, but it lists all of our parks. It also lists all the Greene County parks within Beavercreek, and then the 2 park district parks. That is on our website, and if you go to beavercreekohio.gov and look under the Parks and Recreation tab, it's up there along with the link. So if you want to know, like, hey, where's CI Beaver Park, you can click on that, and it'll give you all the information about CI Beaver Park. CI Beaver Hall, oddly enough, that's what I just mentioned. But that's one of our rental facilities. It does have a large classroom. Oh, I'm sorry, large multi-purpose space for classes. It has a small classroom, and it's also a rental facility. So if you're looking to do a graduation party, wedding, family party, birthday party, whatever that is, we have tables and chairs for 96, a full kitchen, and that's one of the things that we're going to be working on this year is just kind of cleaning up CI Beaver Hall. It's really nice, but we've had a broken fan, so we're replacing all the fans in there, the ceiling tiles, and really just trying to make it look a little nicer on the inside. And then we'll be doing some work in the parking lot, doing some seal coating and then repainting the lines. Latino Plaza. Hopefully, if you've not gotten over there, get over there. This is one of our newer projects that was completed, I think, over a year ago now. We're looking at a year and a half. It has a meeting space for about 32 to 35 people. And we are having the greatest challenge fitting all the requests in. This is exactly where we wanted to be. We did know that there was a community need, and they're certainly showing us that they weren't kidding. There is a need. It's being used constantly during the day, on the weekends, in the evenings. It's our challenge is juggling. It's like, hey, that's not available now, but how about here? And just kind of working with people in the time. So that's been a great addition. It also has a large multi-purpose space. So we've been able to move some senior center programs down there so they don't have to close other things, or they can expand their programming. And then we've also been able to expand our classes. Again, at CI Beaver Hall, there's just one room. So with a multi-purpose space at Latino Plaza, it affords us one more big room or two small ones. So we can have 3 classes going on at our facilities at one time, which is fantastic. It also has the expanded fitness room for the senior center, and that what we still call an unassigned space, but has been pretty much taken over by an art gallery that the Cultural Arts Connection has sponsored. The art gallery has been going gangbusters. It's been fantastic. We've been able to feature a lot of local artists in there. I believe we are scheduled out with artists through September of this year, and the requests are still coming in. So again, great challenge, great problem to have, and it's really nice to be able to see what the local people are doing. This month, we have a group from the high school, and so they have their artwork up there, and I was up there today, and it's phenomenal. It's high school kids, and what they can do is great. But then also what that space does allow us to do is just additional programming space. It's not closed off, but it's just additional area. The senior center, I know, uses it a lot. They had their hot chocolate with Mrs. Claus there, so they don't have to take up a whole other room for some of these programs. They can do it in there, and it's a double purpose. You have a program going on, and you get to look at some great artwork. So as we switch over, we've talked about the gallery, talked about the parks, so now we'll be moving into the senior center, and I'm going to call up Erin Harris and ask her if she'll finish or go through the next few slides.
All right, moving on over into more of the programming side of things with our Senior Center and Recreation and Cultural Programming. A little bit about the Senior Center. If you didn't know, it opened its doors at its current location in June of 2005. So the 10-year anniversary was all the way back in 2015 now. We are moving right along, and it's growing in popularity every year. You do have to be at least 55 years or better to join the Senior Center, or you can sneak in and get a membership if you're married to someone who's a member who's 55 or better. So there are a few of you out there who are 54 and 53 that are at the Senior Center. In 2017, we did expand the center with the Latino Plaza expansion. So we were able to almost double the fitness room in size, expand the game room, and the front lobby area saw some improvements as well. Here is a photo of our fitness room. There are cardio and weight machines. We also offer fitness classes, As I mentioned before, there's a game room, also a computer room, and a whole variety of programming and events that you can take part in. And it is only $35 for the entire year for resident to join. So really, it's quite a good deal. We also have a robust transportation program. Daily, we're running 4 vans with volunteers. Each van needs a driver and an escort, so somebody who helps the passengers and helps the driver navigate. So as Kim mentioned, the volunteer force behind that program is huge, and we're always looking for more volunteers in the transportation program. But this way, a lot of people can get places that they wouldn't normally be able to get to, who aren't comfortable driving independently anymore. They can call up the senior center for a ride to their medical appointments or to the grocery store or wherever they need to go. Over on our recreation side, that is for all ages. We do serve the entire Beavercreek community and start formal programming at about 18 months old with some of our classes, all the way through adults and into our senior population, and offer a wide variety of classes and events throughout the year. Some of our youth programs are some toddler and preschool play programs, summer and winter day camps, all sorts of youth sports, including t-ball, soccer, and sports camps. We offer babysitting classes and after-school programs. The list goes on, and as the park board, you hear about a lot of those monthly. One of our biggest programs in the summer is our summer day camp program. It is 8 weeks long and runs, including the extended care hours, from 7:30 in the morning all the way until 5:30 at night, and our specialty day camp as well that we started last year and will continue this summer as well. You can see some happy campers there, back in the woods creating forts. We do have a camp scholarship program that we're very proud of. Thanks to generous donations of groups and individuals in the community, we're able to offer camp scholarships to send some kids to camp who may not otherwise be able to afford it. And we also have the ability to provide lunch and snacks if they need that as well. Some of our adult programs include a variety of fitness programs, dance, including swing dance and ballroom dancing. There's actually 3 levels of swing dance, so you can really learn a lot of swing. We've got a retirement planning class as well as music classes, thanks to partnerships with the Piano Preparatory School. Heartfulness meditation series that we started last year that's been going once a quarter very well, very popular. And our Wellness Walkers walking program. Moving over to athletics, we offer athletics for a wide variety of ages as well, including adult soccer leagues. You must be 18 to participate in adult soccer, but we offer outdoor leagues spring, summer, and fall. And then our adult softball leagues, we offer summer and fall. And both of those, we're getting ready to open up registration very soon here. So we'll be starting soccer in March and softball in April. So those are coming up. And our youth athletics include t-ball, soccer, basketball, and summer camps. Here is a listing of our current special events that we've got on the books annually. Coming up here this month is our Latino Plaza Palooza. And as we go throughout the year, you can see things get busier as the weather gets warmer. So we'll be preparing all of those different events. And kind of peak at the 4th of July and then start to wind down again. Come August, we end the summer with Movie in the Park. October is Try a Truck, and then Veterans Day in November. We couldn't do any of those special events without all of our sponsors. So we have many individual and organizations as well as local businesses in the area that are generous enough to sponsor our programs and even come out to some of those and connect with the community. And so we're so appreciative of those sponsors. If you know of anyone or have any businesses that you know might be interested in sponsoring, please give them our contact information. As I move on over to committees, I'm going to toss it back over to Kim.
One of the things that I think, again, with the park board, we've been talking about volunteers, we've been talking about partners, committees. There are groups out there that work in conjunction with us and, again, put on different events, do things that, again, as a staff, we wouldn't be able to do. Cultural Arts Connection is something that just started this past year. Again, Sandy Fott started that up. They've been putting together the gallery. They are looking to do a writer series, a performance series, and then possibly a musical this summer, so we'll certainly keep you informed on that. Greene County Council on Aging, along with their levy dollars, they also do programming with our staff. They put on some lunch and learns. They're there just to kind of say, hey, we're here for you. So whether you belong to the senior center or not, you can certainly reach out to Greene County Council on Aging for some help. But they've been a great group to work with. The Beavercreek Historical Society, we work with them with Wortinger Park. Obviously the park is ours, but they do all the programming out there. It's a historical park, and they have the knowledge on all of that. So our staff can say, hey, we know how to cut the grass, but churning butter from 1800, that's not really us. So they are a great group of passionate volunteers. They're really all about the historical significance of Beavercreek, and they put on some great programs out at the park. We just ended a Beavercreek 4th of July celebration committee. We're gearing up for that already. One of the big things that this committee is going to be working on right away is sponsorship dollars. Again, we hate to always be asking for money, but that's what it's coming down to. We can do a lot more with some of our events with sponsorship dollars. The Bikeway and Non-Motorized Transportation Advisory Board, that's basically the Bikeway Advisory Committee. I think that's what they were called years ago, but if you want to shorten up, it's BANTAC. But we work with them. They put together a bike rodeo, and they also do our bike maintenance class. They meet regularly here in the same room every month. So, and they're a lot more broader than those two events with us. They work on all the bike trails, and then they advise city council and planning about what's going on out there and what types of things, again, bikeway and foot pedestrian traffic. And then the Beavercreek Youth Council, which is also, they work with the Youth Development Council, Youth Development Committee. The YDC is the adults, the BYC is the youth, and they help us out with a lot of events. And the adults kind of say, hey, youth, here's how to be a leader, and let's help you get, some of these things done. And then the YDC just kind of can come back to our department and say, hey, here's some things that they're thinking about and what they want to do for the community. So, certainly appreciate that group. And then volunteers. I don't know that we can ever say enough about our volunteers, but here's a list of who has helped us out in the past. If there's groups out there that I missed, I really apologize, but there are so many that whether they're cleaning up our parks, we've got some Eagle Scouts that did projects this past year, helping at the senior center. The Tree Advisory Board is brand new this past year, and they did a big project at Fox Run Park, cleaning up honeysuckle. Again, if you haven't been over there, you really need to. You can stand in the park and now see the school, and you can stand in the school parking lot and actually see the park. It amazes me. And then we also have our youth athletic associations, baseball, softball, soccer. Again, those are things that we as a department do not have to offer because we have volunteer groups that do that. They use our parks, and so we work very closely together. And so it's great. Under all of those volunteer organizations, they have all the volunteer coaches and everybody underneath. So appreciate all that they do. So now we just have a couple slides. I know this has gone on a little longer than normal, but I also did want to make sure that we highlighted some of the things that, at least on the park side, that the projects that we have coming up, and a couple events on the recreation and senior center side that's coming up in January. But really excited for 2019 in the parks. We're going to be replacing 3 playgrounds at E.J. Nutter Park, Seville, and Stafford. Originally, these were not part of our overarching, it's like, okay, we need to do these. If you've not heard of Game Time, they are a big playground manufacturer. They had a grant out there, which we were awarded. It's a 100% matching grant. So we're able to do 3 playgrounds this year by April. But and I can't tell you the actual dollar amount. It's not that I don't want to, it's just we're not sure what that is. So at E.J. Nutter Park, if we were planning on putting in a $30,000 playground, they will give us $30,000. I think Seville, we had like a higher budget for that, but again, if we decided we want this $50,000 playground structure, they are going to give us $50,000. And that's for Nutter, Seville, and Stafford. So those 3 parks are going to see huge developments. Again, I think at Stafford we were just planning on a couple amenities, but we are able to just basically rip that one out and start new. This past summer we did Party in the Parks at all 3 of those and talked to some of the community members in the neighborhood and said, hey, what do you want? What's your wish list? And you know what, I don't want to say what you can live with, but what do you want to see? What do you kids want to play on? So we've got a lot of great ideas. Those 3 playground designs will be at Latino Plaza, Palooza. So if you'd like to see what we're kind of thinking, come on out. We'll have 3 designs for each park. You can kind of say, I like this one best. We'll take the vote and we'll order it in February, and these playgrounds will come in. They'll be in the ground before May. So really excited, a lot going on, but it's going to be fantastic. And then at Hunters Ridge and Walnut Grove, those are relatively newer playgrounds. The playgrounds are still great, but we're going to just kind of improve the amenities. So maybe some sitting, some curbing, obviously mulch everywhere. And at Hunters Ridge, we're also going to be putting in, looking at security lighting. They've been having some concerns over there about graffiti and kids hanging out. So again, working with the neighborhood association, what does that look like? So those will be exciting things too. Also still in projects, we're going to finally finish our park sign replacement. This is our 3rd year in the cycle. So every single City of Beavercreek park sign is going to look just like that one at Wartinger Park, except we will still have our logo on the side. So instead of having 5 different designs, 3 different logos, they'll all be the green, white lettering with our logos. I don't know why, but that's really exciting for me. We'll also be doing some lighting at Veterans Memorial Phase 2. Phase 2 is the one with the statue of the 2 soldiers, so we'll get some lighting on them. And then we'll be working on some parking areas, Fifth Third Gateway, Fox Run, and then Shoup. And especially Shoup, that should go in this spring, but that's in a whole extension, a whole new parking lot. So I appreciate the neighbors being very patient with us. I know there's been a lot of traffic. I know it's been crazy, but we're there. We'll have a parking lot in there this spring. A couple of upcoming events. Aaron, I apologize if you want to jump up here, but if you want me, I'll keep rolling. Latino Plaza Palooza. We did this last year for the first time, and it was just more to introduce the plaza, what we're doing. It was such a success. It is coming back for a 2nd year. We are going to have a lot of our instructors out there. The theater will be open. The senior center will be open. Obviously, we're going to be talking about a lot of our programs. So come on out from 6 to 7:30. You can stay 10 minutes. You can stay an hour. It really doesn't matter to us. There'll be some goodies to eat. But what you'll do, you kind of go through all the different stations, talk to all the instructors, see what we have going on throughout the year. Turn in your little scavenger hunt treasure map, and you could win a $50 gift certificate to the Parks and Recreation Department. So use it through any of our classes at the Senior Center or through the Recreation Division. And on the Senior Center side, at the end of the month, if you're interested, I would go ahead and call and register now, is game day. This has been a very popular program. It's really cool. They divide you up in teams. You don't sign up as a team. You sign up as an individual. They will match you up. So a great opportunity to meet new people. From what I understand, every year people meet new friends. Now they're going out to lunch, and it's people that they would have never normally met, but they were stuck with each other all day long playing games. So we had giant Jenga up there, but there's Connect Four and charades, and it's really cool, and lunch is going to be provided. So a fun day. Again, if you're interested, call now because spaces will fill up and you won't be able to play. And that will do it for this presentation this evening. Certainly, Aaron and I are happy to take any questions. There's our contact information. But I will say, and we totally forgot about it, Recreation Department, we have a brand new software system. If you've gotten any of our emails, we are switching from what we've had ActiveNet to what is called MyRec. So if you get emails from us, if you want to be able to register online, do any shelter reservations online, if you've deleted the emails, I understand, call us, we'll give you the link again. But you can create an account. You can go ahead and reserve a shelter online. You can look at the calendar and say, I really just want to talk to Jackie, but I want to know what dates are open. You can we are still there. You can still do that, but if it's midnight, you're like, oh, you can do it.
So don't call Jackie if it's midnight.
You can call Jackie at midnight. Her cell phone, no. No, I really like Jackie and I want her to keep coming back, so don't call Jackie at midnight. You can leave a message at our office at midnight, and we'll get back to you the next day. The other thing that's going to be coming, and we still haven't have it in place, is we're getting our credit card services in place. So the other new thing, when you register, in the past, if you do it online yourself, there's been a convenience fee. If you call our office, there's no convenience fee. So we decided that's really kind of dumb. And so there is no longer any service or convenience fees when you use a credit card. So again, 11 o'clock at night, you're like, oh, shoot, I got to sign up for Zumba. Go online, pay with your credit card. There's no additional fees. It's all good. You certainly, again, are more than welcome to contact our office, but we're trying to just make this a little bit more user-friendly for our community. Call our office, do it online. It's all the same. It's all the same price. But we're really excited about it. You can, once you get your account created and you start doing stuff, you can go into your family calendar. It's like, I don't know what I registered for or did I register for it. You can look all that up. So it'll be a really nice system. We're still working through it. We just started shelter reservations January 2nd using this. And then the senior center will also be switching over that. So if you get any of these emails, they're legit. Create an account. If you have any problems, call our office. Jackie and Aaron have been very proficient in this. But happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is volunteer recognition, which we had a work session earlier this evening at 6 p.m. to talk about that. And the board will continue to work towards that April event as we recognize the many valuable partners and volunteers that we have in this community, which Kim mentioned many in her presentation. Dan or Candy, would you like to add anything else to that? Nope. And in new business, we also talked a little bit about this, but maybe just want to say a note about the park levy coming up.
We don't have a lot of information at this point. This month, we're going to be going through to City Council and recommending and certifying what park levy, what that millage is going to be. It'll be on the ballot May 7th. But we're not sure exactly if it'll be just a straight renewal, if it'll be a renewal with an increase, if it'll be continuous, it'll be 5 years. There's still a lot of things that we're working through, but by the end of January, at the last city council meeting in January. But I just want to let Park Board know, the community know that our park levy is up at the end of 2019. That's when our revenue stream ends. I like to think that we did a great job these past 5 years. By the time we get to the end of 2019, any promise that we put out there, we've fulfilled. So it's been a lot of fun doing a lot of the projects, so we hope that the voters, believe in us again for whether it's 5 years or continuous. But we'll try to keep you updated each month, so that'll probably stay on the agenda.
Great. Thank you very much, Kim. And I do really appreciate it. I know the board does as well. How hard you and staff have worked to be accountable to the public for all the things that we said we'd do in that levy, and you demonstrated by what you've shared today on the playgrounds. I think I think we've got one of the neatest playground systems in the area with the way we've worked to do something unique in each of those, and really proud of that. Even though we play a minor part, we're really proud of the work you guys have done and proud to be part of it. I know this city values park and recreation, and they've shown that many times in the past, and I expect that they'll vote positively with their wallets and pocketbooks again in May. Anybody else have anything to say about park levy? Nope. No unscheduled visitors this evening. That's rare. Action items, I believe the only action items that I have are related to further discussion on the volunteer recognition. So which leaves us with board time. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Can I go back to action items?
Please.
We've been highlighting some volunteer opportunities.
Yes, thank you.
And I am looking for volunteers for Latino Plaza Palooza. Maybe some people to help welcome and register participants as they come to the event. Since there's 2 main entrances, I need double the registration stations as normal, as well as maybe some setup and tear down. It's very easy, but some setup and tear down help too. So if anybody's available for any part of that evening or has any friends or family who's available, just give me a holler.
Okay, thank you very much. Which leads us to board time. Candy?
First, I want to thank you for the overview. That was well done and needed, I think. I have a few things from Owen's Place. They are putting in the restroom, and it should be in place by the end of the month. It won't be available till the water's turned on April 1st, but it should be in place by the end of the month. And then once the water's turned on, they're actually going to have a grand opening for the restroom, so that should be exciting. I'm not sure how that'll work, but they are going to have one.
You gotta fit everybody in there.
If you've been there, they've put a concrete walkway through the woods that's near the road, between the road and the treehouse, and should be being done this week. Is now they have to put dirt in and fill because the concrete walkway is higher than the actual dirt area. So they're bringing in dirt and filling that all in. They're going to put down grass seed, and then it's just going to go natural. So whatever, if it's wooded, so grass may or may not grow, as long as there isn't poison ivy, they're okay with whatever grows along the walkway, if that makes sense. Right, then yeah, if it's poison ivy, we might take it out. So, and then in that same area, they have ordered musical instruments. And so on that walkway, there will be, for a start, 4 different musical instruments, like little bongos and wooden xylophones and little stations scattered throughout. And there's some other additional plans for that area as well that will be coming up. But that should all be done in the spring. The musical instruments are from a grant, so they were able to order those. And then their baseball this year, they used to just do baseball starting in June and went through August. Well, now they've switched it. Baseball will start the second week of April and go through the second week of June. And then the same people that have signed up for baseball will get to do kickball. And the kickball will run from the middle of August to October. So it's one registration fee for both. It's $35. And so they'll be signed up for both sessions, and then that'll include your shirt and your hat. And they're doing their registration. It's not open yet, maybe another week or so. But Dick's Sporting Goods apparently has set up it's called bluesombrero.com.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're going to do all their registration online this year. So you go there and you look for the Owens Place link, but it's not up yet, but it will be soon. So that's about all I have. Their opening day, their annual fundraiser at Dublin Pub this year is April 30th.
Thank you, Candy. Dan?
Glad to see that you guys are scheduling the parks and the modifications to the parks and getting the neighbors involved. I think that's really neat. You're getting cooperation from the neighbors. That's good.
It's great.
Great. Keep it up. Thanks.
And then all I'll add is, we've been very fortunate to have mild weather so far, and so it's still a great opportunity to go out and enjoy the parks in our community. Don't let the time of year keep you away when we've had some fortunate warm temperatures. Get out there, take advantage. So with that, I would, you have something else?
I just remembered do you want to build a snowman? We talked about the dates, but we didn't get it. Are you going to extend? Are you going to just throw that out there later since we haven't had snow? How do you know?
We've still got over a month left.
Okay.
So I think we'll see how the month goes. If we have several blizzards, we'll probably have great participation. Not real blizzards, I'm sorry. Several snow events that don't impact safety or traffic on the streets.
The predictions of Aaron do not represent the park board or the city parks and recreation. Right.
But we will, we haven't had much snow yet this year. So seeing where we are towards the end of the month, we'll decide if we need to extend that into February.
Okay.
How's that?
All right. Thanks, Candy. So with that, I would accept the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor of adjourning? Aye. Meeting adjourned.